you may like to make your own share and tear bread to take on a picnic. If you do, you're going to need a bread mix of some type, and you can add any of these lovely ingredients to it to make it taste the way you want it. We like rosemary and cheese and garlic, so we're going to add some of those things. So the first thing to do is to open your packet of flour and yeast and bread mix and pop it into a bowl. Once you've done that, you can add any of the ingredients that you like. So if you like rosemary like we do, or thyme or oregano or marjoram, you need to add about a tablespoonful. Pop that in. And then if you want to add some kind of cheese, that makes it tasty too. You need about 30 grams of cheese, so that goes in as well. We're going to add some onion granules. These are a bit stronger, so we don't need as much. So I'm probably going to put in about a teaspoon of onion granules. And that goes in to the bowl, maybe a little bit more. There we go. And then you need to mix those together. I'm using a knife, but you can use a spoon. Just make sure it's well mixed together like that. And then the packet mix, the bread packet mix, will tell you how much water you need to add. So check out the packet. This one says 325 millilitres of lukewarm water. That's what I've got here, with a little bit extra just in case. You might not need it all. Put most of it in. And then go back in with your knife or your spoon and mix it together. Oh, and you can begin to smell all the lovely cheese, and rosemary, onion, and whatever you've decided to put in your bread. It's going to be good. Now I think I'm going to need that extra water because it still looks quite dry, so I'm going to pop that in now. And I'm just going to keep mixing until it all comes together. So now it's all mixed, and you can see it looks a bit like that in the bowl, a bit sort of shaggy. So you need to take that out onto a board or your work surface that you can either sprinkle with flour, or I've got olive oil on mine to stop it sticking, because then you've got the fun process of kneading. That means pushing the dough away and pulling it back towards you. And we've got to do that for 5 minutes. So you might like to set a timer so you know you've been doing it for 5 minutes. So we've been kneading for about 5 minutes now. And you can see, and you'll be able to feel when you do this, that the dough feels nice and smooth now, stretchy and smooth. So we're just going to turn it over like that. You can see that looks quite nice and smooth. So I'm just going to clean out the bowl that we mixed it all in a little bit with my fingers, just to get rid of some of the dough mixture. And then we can pop that ball of lovely, lovely dough back into the bowl. And I'm going to cover it with a old tea towel, just like that. And we're going to leave it alone in a warm place for between 20 minutes and half an hour until it's risen and looks about twice as big as it did to begin with. So, see you soon. Well, the dough has actually been rising for about 40 minutes now, but it's looking really good. You can see it's nice and smooth. It's all bubbled up, and if I press it, oh yeah, lovely, just right. So we're going to get that out of the bowl now and put it back onto your floured or oiled surface. Lovely. I'm just going to give it a gentle knead this time, so we don't want to push all of that air out. And then we've got to divide it into 8 equal parts. So there we go. Tack it all round. Now I like to weigh mine and then divide that by 8, so I know that I'm getting mine exactly right, but you could do it by guessing. So I'm just going to pop this on the scales, and it's 870, so that's quite nice and easy to break into 8 equal bits. we go. And now we've got to make each of these into a round ball shape. Just like that. And then you can carry on till you've got 8 of those. So I'm just shaping up the last of the 8 balls and I'm popping it into a round baking dish, and you can see how I've arranged those 8 there. And the last thing to do is to cover up those again for about another 20 minutes, let them rise till they're doubled in size. And while you're doing that, pop your oven on to warm up, and the instructions on the back of the packet will tell you what temperature your oven needs to be at. Another 20 minutes has passed and here it is. See, it's doubled in size and looking yummy. Now, here's the bit where you can glaze your bread with milk or water. I've got some garlic butter here. If you like a bit of garlic butter, you can glaze it with that. Oh, it's going to be delicious. And then you can sprinkle it with whatever you like. So you can put some more herbs on. We're going to put some cheese on this in a moment as well, because we like it nice and cheesy. You could grate some Parmesan cheese, or just enjoy it with a plain topping. There we go. Don't waste any of that yumminess. There we go. Lovely. And then I've got some rosemary just to sprinkle around. And then last but by no means least, some extra cheese. Now, these need to bake in the oven for about 15 minutes until it's all lovely and golden and springy and hopefully delicious. In they go. So here it is after 15-16 minutes in the oven, baked. Oh, it looks delicious and it's all ready to go into the basket and to share with friends at a picnic.